Alright, and we're live. Sorry about the delay, guys. I was, Kami, how's it going, man? Sorry, I was taking a nap. I slept so late yesterday, it was like, OBS is disconnecting, this is great. Yeah, no, it's lagging, hold on. Alright, fuck it, give me a second. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, alright, give it a second. We should be fine now. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why, but I feel a bit... Bug, Lucius, Bullseye, Philip, Chris, how's it going, guys? DSV, how's it going? Dude, I'm so fucking... yeah, 1 second, Bug. We start with penis, okay? It is, I'm so tired, Lucius. Holy fuck. I think it's not a bad one. Why didn't you finish my comment? Well, I don't know why, but I feel a bit COI right now. I don't know if that... I feel a bit coy right now. I see. Interesting. I am not in my sleepless phase. It's okay. It's okay. I'll wake up. Sorry, I'm so fucking tired, dude. I don't know what that means. Damn, viewer, what did you say? No, wait. Huh? I don't know if I've ever been streaming this fucking... Jesus Christ, I feel like on crack. I assume. It's 8:30 for me, fan, but I just woke up from a nap, so I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, I woke up from a nap tired. This is so fucking cooked. Yeah, no, I'll wake up. I'm so groggy. Chris, I'm so groggy. I don't even want to talk about it. Ethos is actually a really good one. No. Wow, that's... Sheet? So... T-H-A-M-E? H-A... Haste. Ah, got it. Okay, hold on. So what you gotta do? I'm right here. Give me 1 second. Alright, there we go. Haste potion from Minecraft, you know? I'm waking up bit by bit. By the way, has someone tried to log onto the server now? I think Lucius fixed it. Lucius, if you're here, my goat, thanks, buddy. Where is Sal's promise? I don't know. It's fine. It's coming. It's fine. I trust Sal. He wouldn't. Nah, it's fine. Seriously, thank you so much, Lucius. My guy had to like go reach out to some fucking like mods from Aternos or some bullshit to figure out how to like, dude, thank you so much, buddy. Start is just serious music. I was able to join, but I was lagging all outside and play. Okay, fantastic. Okay, that's good. Not the lag, obviously, but the fact that we can join is like 80% of the problem. How far are you reading? I don't know. So we said at least to like 22 hours, sorry, 32 or 33 or something. But like we can do like as far up as like 35 or something if that works, depending on depending on obviously where that leaves us. But hey, we're officially a Beyonder now, so this is goated behavior. My go, Lumion is now sequence 9. 35 should be fine. Fantastic. Thank you, Chris. Appeal. No, campaign, event, party, lobby. No, campaign, lobby, appeal. Alright, bye viewer. I appreciate you popping by, buddy. Function. No, I don't think that would work, Spug. Lobby, appeal, campaign, persuade, press. 35 to 42 is ideal in my opinion. Okay, so then we might leave it at 34 and then do 35 to 42. Not tomorrow, no stream tomorrow. I'm gonna rest. Tired. But Friday we can do that. Charm. No. Event. Ring. Coming, I'm just tired, man. You guys should see me when I'm drunk. Streams would be so much more fun. I'm a very... There's two types of drunks. There's either happy drunks and there's sad drunks. There's also angry drunks, but those ones are rare, and you definitely don't want to be around them. I'm a very happy drunk. Streams would be fun. Ring, chain, charm, bangle. Oh, types of jewelry. Oh, so good. Chain... Charm. Oh, very good, Bug. I didn't catch that at all. Reception, function, event, party. Let's go. Thank you, Bug. Let's go. Stream's gonna be legend. Yeah, we will see, man. Kami, don't listen to him. Fuck 'em. Don't go to a place where you're not appreciated. Iron... Oh, I see. Iron Man, Rocket Man. Piano Man. I don't know, Macho Man. Kami's already back. Oh, no. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll be there if I'm not sleeping. Alright. Lexicon, even though it fucked me so hard yesterday. Jesus. Variable. Change. Fluid? Unknown. That's not... Most often. Often... Wait, variable calculate? Calculate math? Math solution. No, math equation. Okay, often unknown. Mystery. Mystery fluid. Fluid often changing? Change. Okay, fluid often, fluid most liquid. Liquid often, piss. Piss. Pee. Hey, wait, piss isn't found at the in the dictionary, really? Bottle? Bottle most. Package? Package? Unknown most, mystery most, solve most, detective, professional, Sherlock Holmes. I don't know what I'm on right now. Liquid most. Many liquids. Many bottles. Many solutions. Theorem. Shots. Shot. Many solution. Many solve. Test. Testy. Test many. Exam. Am I on crack? What the fuck is lexicon today? Dude. I swear, I don't know if Money is here, but if Money is here and I can't see his chats again, I feel so bad for him. There's no fucking way, right? I don't know what's happening to him. Apparently, YouTube will just shadow ban people occasionally, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you're just fucking cooked. No, he's not here? How do you know? He might be. He might be crying in the corner because we can't see him. I don't know. Fuck it. Does anyone want to play chess really quickly? Just a quick game. Because mods can see hidden messages. Oh, true. Fair. Does anyone want to play a chess game? I mean, obviously I could just do a random match if I want to, but... There's someone watch too. That'll be good too. Alright. I'm gonna give it till 5. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Rando it is. 5 minutes. Let's go. Johan. Alright, Johan. Squared. Let's get it. Boop. Playing chess when you're tired to augment the chance of winning for him is based. Exactly. Exactly. This guy gets it. Give me a little. Yay! Sounds good, Money. I can see you today. Yeah, no problem. Like 10 minutes? Yeah, no problem. Plague, how's it going, man? We can do like 2 chess games, that's okay. Shouldn't you have been reading by now? Yeah, I should be. I should do a lot of things. Bitch! Get fucking rolled. Down a night. Oh, so early. Yoink. We go here now, and then we can castle. Where did we leave off? So, Lumion became a Beyonder, but then beyond... I was about to say beyond that, what happened? What happened other than that? Wait, was it... Oh, fuck off, Kami. Someone asked me to start a little bit later. Have y'all no courtesy at all? Oh, this is so dumb. Oh no, this is okay. If he takes with this, I take with this. This is okay. Money. He asked me to... You remember which? Yeah, he became a hunter. I'm not fucking... not dumb. Boop. Boop. Where did we leave off then? I can't remember. Buddy, what are we doing? What are we doing? I do seem wasted. I'm not gonna fight you on that, but like, I'm cooking this man. If he takes, I just take. Buddy, you're down so much. Why the fuck would you trade with me right now? Are you dumb? Here. And then I can do some. You finished 27. Alright, based. Here. If he takes this, then I just take this because here I obviously just take. And stream is still kind of laggy, really? It shouldn't be. I don't know, it might be you, man. Oh, no, he's gonna take. Alright, he can also do that, I guess. Kami, exit and come back. Stream is fine on my end. Yeah, I think it's fine. This is okay. My knights now protect each other, so I don't really care. Unless he goes up here, then it becomes really fucking annoying. No, we can just go here. Ah, little bitch. Oh, no, this would be bad. He saw it. He's actually cooking me kind of hard though. I have lost. Never mind. I'm actually on crack. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But it's okay. It's okay. The likelihood that someone of this level can capitalize. If please just go down here. Please. You're here. I'm like, I don't know. I'm actually just, I'm so tired and I don't know why. Like, I shouldn't be this tired. So he has to like go back here or something. Please just go here. I'm gonna go here with a check. Ah, got him. Got him. Okay, we're okay. Whew. Got him. He's gonna go here, but then I take his rook and he's cooked. Need to do a divination, see if Demoness cursed you. Oh my god, this is so cringe. I actually, oh my god. Need you to do divination? Yeah, maybe. Wow, that played so bad. Alright, it's been 10 minutes. I think I can start now. I remember I had a friend who played chess all the time. Anytime. Wait, hold on. What am I? You maybe just feel depressed? No. Like, I don't feel bad. Fuck. I fucking hate this. I hate why the stream is lagging before anyone says that. I'm aware. I don't know why. Everything should be fine. My fucking OBS is deciding it wants to kill itself. I might need no money. It's not your internet. I might need to expedite my plans of getting a fucking newer computer faster. Fuck. God damn it. Alright. I think we're back now. We should be fine. Yeah, alright. This is so cringe. Alright. Alright, someone give indication that we're okay, and then we'll start. Alright, you're good? Fantastic. Alright, let's go. Chapter 28, Laws. The brownish-yellow eyes of the eagle glowed in the dark, fixating on Lumion. Lumion was no longer as intimidated as he was before. "What you looking at? Say something, you loser!" he yelled. Lumion didn't have to provoke the owl, but he had hoped it would reveal the owl's motives. He couldn't bear the thought of the creature lurking around and staring at him in the dead of night. To his surprise, the owl remained silent and didn't make a sound. After a few tense seconds, it flew off into the darkness. Crazy. Lumion let out a frustrated curse, but he didn't let his guard down. Lumion remained focused on scrutinizing the dark shadows outside. He recalled that the first time the owl had appeared, he had seen Naroka's figure and learned of her death the next day. I wonder if something similar will happen again. But after carefully observing, he didn't notice anything, and breathed a sigh of relief. Wait, we left off on him becoming a Beyonder, right? Yeah, exactly, Money. In the deep darkness, Lumion opened his eyes, contemplating his next move. I wonder what this owl is trying to do. It's acting so strange and mysterious. It can't be up to anything good. If I don't receive a reply, whatever. With the situation in the village, I have to leave with Aurora ASAP. I don't believe that I can follow us to Trier. If I don't receive a reply tomorrow, we'll leave Cordu the morning after tomorrow. I am free? What the fuck? Oh, this is insanity. Sorry, because I'm seeing everyone's usernames now, so I'm not used to everyone. Yeah, sorry, it's because it's your whole fucking thing shows up now instead of insanity, so like, I see Sin does stuff 1164, so it's a bit of a change, okay? If there's a reply, we can leave Cordu openly from the village entrance. If not, we'll improvise. It's Lent tomorrow, and everyone will be busy celebrating the day after. So we won't attract attention too much. Aurora can borrow Madame Polly's pony and spend some time in the nearby alpine pastures. We don't need to go down the mountain, so it shouldn't attract the investigators' attention. But when the time comes, we can use a dangerous trail to leave the mountain. Not 5, 28, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, your math is off a little bit, Plague. You know, math is hard, don't worry about it. Use your fingers, okay? Take it slow and use your fingers. You can do it. The path is treacherous, with several broken parts in the middle. Even the shepherds don't think it's passable. But with my newfound abilities, and Aurora's witchcraft allowing her to fly, she'll have it easier time than me. There's a good chance we can hoodwink the investigators, rather. Becoming a hunter had allowed him to do what was previously impossible. It gave Lumion a sense of newfound confidence, allowing him to quickly make plans. His heart became more certain as he slept soundly. No, Plague, if I feel okay, we'll do up to 34, because everyone said 35 to, like, some shit has to be done together. So we'll try to, yeah. His heart became more certain. He slept more soundly. 5-hour stream? Fuck no. Listen, bro, I'd have to call in sick to work tomorrow. And I'm just starting at the new job, so I'd rather not yet, you know? I don't like taking sick days in general, if I'm honest. I take like a couple on principle, because I'm like, hey, you know, fuck it, it's a big company. I make them a lot of money. Fuck it, if I take a couple of days off, you can shove it. But I try not to do that too much, you know? The next morning, Lumion rose up early and got to work in the kitchen. His thoughts had turned to how he had become a Beyonder and how he was able to leave the village with his sister. His mood brightened and he found himself eager. When Aurora came down the stairs, there were already 2 bowls of minced meat on the table. How did you know I was about to get up? She asked. I was cooking noodles when I heard movement in the washroom, Lumion grinned, inwardly noting. You're always so groggy. How don't you realize this? He's lucky if he can count to 20. Okay. That's, I don't think Plague is, guess who's looking for a job now? That took off a week right after getting... Yeah, that's average Frenchman behavior. Like, isn't it? I don't know if it's true, obviously, but don't they say that like no one works in the entire fucking month of August? I know that's an exaggeration, obviously, but like that shit is so cool. Tin up, how's it going? Like, imagine an entire country being like, as a whole, like a vast majority of us are just not gonna work like 1 month of the year. And you're like. Americans would die on principle. They'd be like, no shareholder value for an entire month? How could we? Our corporate overlords will be saddened. Aurora nodded. That owl flew over again in the middle of the night? Yeah. Lumion knew that his sister had discovered him looking out the window, so the owl's appearance had been a fortunate distraction. He couldn't risk telling Aurora about his abilities just yet, as he would be given a dressing down by her. What the fuck? However, Lumion planned to divulge the truth to his sister soon. He wanted to avoid Aurora from having considerations that might hinder their escape. He planned to tell his sister about this the day after tomorrow when they escape from Cordu to prevent her from diverting her attention to take care of him. By then, she wouldn't have the time to give a dressing down. Aurora furrowed her brows. What a strange owl. She was still trying to decipher the bird's intentions. All it did was come over and take a look. Lumion slurped the last of his noodles and turned to his sister. If there's a reply, we'll leave Cordu tonight and take the usual path down the mountains. If not, we borrow a pony from Madame Polly tomorrow morning and head to the nearest Alpine ranch. I know of a trail that leads down the mountain, and the investigators won't know it. Aurora fiddled with her hair, deep in thought. Sure, the probability of this plan succeeding is quite decent. My stupid brother has grown up. Lumion couldn't help but feel smug, basking in his sister's praise. After breakfast, Lumion made an excuse to see Ava, to see if Ava was finished her spring elf blessing tour. Dude, actually, holy shit. Oh, that's so much better. Fuck. Sorry, my lower back is bothering me. There we go. He's alone. Lumion couldn't think. Wait, hold on. He left the subterranean building and headed straight for Old Tavern. As a newly minted Beyonder, Lumion was eager to gain more knowledge, and the lady had promised to share some with him. Not far from the tavern, Lumion spotted an old acquaintance, Pons Benet, the younger brother of the Padre. Did we learn what Fours meant when she said the lady sleeping with the Padre not being from a normal pathway? No, not yet, money. He's alone. Lumion couldn't help but smile at the thought of how he had been chased by Pons and his thugs in the past. Having just obtained his powers, he was a little eager to test them. Hello, my illegitimate son, Lumion greeted. What the fuck is this? How dare you go out alone without Daddy's permission? Lumion had hoped to provoke Pons and goad him into a fight instead of letting him run. Pons looked in the direction of the voice and saw him. The villain's expression changed and he turned to run away. Lumion watched in disbelief as Pons Benet ran away, disappearing at the intersection. He ran fast. Quite an alert one. Lumion sighed. He knew without a doubt that he could take Pons Benet in a one-on-one scrap, even before he ascended to a Beyonder. But it seemed like Pons Benet had the same notion. The two of them had never properly thrown down, but they both had the confidence of their own abilities, so it caught him off guard when Pons Benet bolted on sight, like he'd come to face with a beast. Most courageous Frenchman. This is canonically what happens every time a Frenchman and a German meet in neutral territory, not in their own countries. On the street, the German has to canonically say this to every Frenchman he meets, okay? It's impossible for him to know that I secretly became a Beyonder last night. Is he so dense that he developed animal instincts and can sniff out danger? He refrained from pursuing Pons because he regretted the moment he greeted him. The village was riddled with aberrations and the situation was perilous. Lumion knew better than to stir the pot. If he had pummeled Pons Benet, the Padre and his goons might spring into action, thus jeopardizing the escape plan. Furthermore, the Padre's group was an enigma, and there could be something off about Pons Benet. Lumion suspected that if he engaged in fisticuffs with him, his Beyonder identity may yet be exposed. Being a Beyonder has made me too haughty and overconfident. I need to rein myself in, Lumion mused. He then entered the old tavern, intending to head straight for the second floor, but his eyes landed on the lady in the corner. Today, the lady was garbed in a pearl grey dress and a light-colored lady bonnet. Lumion noticed that there wasn't any food in front of her. Have you had breakfast? He asked. Not yet. I'm meeting someone here, and I'm still waiting for her. Her? Not me? Is he meeting with Aurora? It would be so fucking funny for Aurora to, like, see him here and be like, what the fuck is your problem? My mother's family is from German. All I'm gonna say is your mother's family was colonized in the 30s. Or someone from your father's side had to settle in the 30s, I guess. Or no, someone in your mother's family had to settle in the 30s or 40s, rather. He looked at the lady and said, I've become a hunter. It's time for you to keep your promise and give me some knowledge. It seems you're in pretty good shape, the lady said. What you need to master now are 2 laws and 1 method. I don't ask what Grandpa was doing in 39. Based. Why does it feel like I'm studying physics? Lumion didn't dare speak his thoughts out loud. For most Beyonders, this knowledge is pretty valuable. They trade everything they have just to acquire it. But for you, fate has brought you here, so I shall give it for free. Don't speak like you're some fucking... You got it for free too, you bitch. Chill. Free things often come at the most hefty price. What price will I pay? You're gonna pay with your whole fucking soul, because you're gonna be inducted into the Tarot Club now. Ever since he became a Beyonder, his intuition and observation skills had improved significantly. He could sense a strange, indescribable emotion in the lady's eyes, much stronger than before. All supernatural power comes from the oldest one, the Creator. As a believer of the eternal blazing sun, you should know that his eyes became the sun. Yes. Lumion had heard the Padre's sermons about it before. That's, Sal, how's it going, man? How you doing? That's a symbolic description, the lady clarified. In essence, the oldest one created this world and many deities. Eventually, he disintegrated himself and split into different characteristics of pathways. So that's why they're called the Paths of the Divine? The lady nodded. Yes. Every pathway sequence 0 is equivalent to a true god. Whoa, she's just starting him off with god-level knowledge? Holy shit. He's about to become a sequence 8 and she's gonna go, have you heard of above the sequences? Look up at the moon. Do it. For instance, the Bard Pathway Sequence 0 is known as the Sun, which is the eternal blazing sun you believe in. God damn, she is throwing down knowledge. Sal, I'm tired, dude. I'm so fucking sleepy. I just woke up from a nap like 20 minutes ago. Well, no, actually, it's been closer to 50 minutes now because I've been live for 30 minutes. Lumion is reading the lore book, actually. Lumion was surprised and a little apprehensive. So every Beyonder can become a god? Devil, how's it going, man? That's why she's a bum? True, fuck her. My queen, Sharon, would never do this. She would start him off with, like, basic knowledge. If he were a devout believer of the EBS, he would have accused the lady of blasphemy, but he wasn't that kind of person. He then asked, what is the Hunter Pathway Sequence 0, and what if the Mystery Prior Pathway? Didn't I already tell you? It is the Red Priest, and the position is currently vacant. As for the Mystery Prior, it is known as the Hermit, and is currently occupied by an evil god known as the Hidden Sage. Has that been confirmed? Because we always thought that the Hidden Sage was like a characteristic that had come, not a characteristic, a uniqueness that had gained sentience. He likes to impart knowledge to Beyonders of the same pathway, earning him the nickname Knowledge Pursuer. Your sister's troubles stem from him. Is that so? Lumion immediately felt a tinge of dislike towards the Hidden Sage. Lumion, my goat, hates the Hidden Sage. Let's go. Alright, we have very lined up motives now. Fuck him. He got my boy, Old Neil killed. Fuck that guy. Since Beyonder characteristics come from the oldest one, they won't disappear or increase. They only transform from one form to another, moving from one object to another. This is the law of Beyonder characteristic indestructibility, or the law of conservation. Aren't those two different ones? We have the confirmation that it was not a god, but we don't know if it has changed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, DSV. Oh, sorry. In Lord of the Mysteries, we have a confirmation that it was not a god, but oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So there's a chance that between then and now it has changed, because someone in the Tarot Club was given the order to watch out for the status of the hidden, or like learn of the status of the Hidden Sage, right? Cat Leia is to research the hidden sage, so it could be that that's changed in however long it's been. Thank you. Korea. She could also be using a shorthand, technically true. L method. No, but then she wouldn't refer to him as like the sequence 0 of that pathway. She would just say like, that pathway is a little unique. It's too complicated to tell you about it right now, but I will but you'll learn of it in time or something, right? That would make sense. Or like she would just be like, the head of that pathway is known as the hidden sage, but he is a little special. Because like that's what she said about the Madame Polly. She said like, oh, she's not of a normal pathway. I'll explain that later, right? Like she's okay not telling him the whole thing. She's not like some honest goody two-shoe who would be like, no, I want to tell you everything. And why not just call it the law of conservation? Lumion asked. That's another law, but don't worry about the details for now. Essentially, it is the same law as indestructibility, but with additional prerequisites and specific elaborations. Is that so? So according to the law of indestructibility, if I want to obtain a characteristic, I can target other Beyonders in addition to hunting down the corresponding monsters? Very perceptive. Therefore, this law isn't suitable for most Beyonders to know. It would result in Beyonders killing each other, and they wouldn't be able to trust each other. Lumion didn't mind. Even without this law, humans still kill each other. In the real world, there's plenty of suspicion, bullying, and murder. True, but at least there's a certain warmth and light of the human spirit, the woman replied. Looking at it from another perspective, this law should become a consensus among Beyonders. That way, the weak can be prepared in advance and not become prey for those in the know. Lumion said, that does make some sense. Actually, if battles between Beyonders happen frequently enough, people involved would likely be able to figure it out. This second law is called the law of convergence. As the creator of this world, even if the oldest one splits into characteristics of different pathways, it doesn't mean that he is completely withdrawn from the stage. His mind is scattered amongst the characteristics and will never be obliterated unless the world perishes. These minds are similar to a brand and have an instinct to reassemble to revive the oldest one. In other words, after you become a Beyonder, you're more likely to encounter other Beyonders than before. You're more likely to encounter Beyonders of the same pathway or neighboring pathways. This is the convergence of fate. The higher the sequence, the more obvious the convergence. Lumion had many questions, but decided to start with the most important one. So combined with the law of indestructibility, can I conclude that convergence leads to massacres? You are indeed very perceptive, the lady smiled. It's not a problem when your sequence is low, but at the demigod stage, especially after becoming an angel, you must find a way to weaken or avoid the effects of the convergence. Demigod? Angel? Lumion was surprised and intrigued upon hearing these words, even though he knew every sequence could become a god. Demigod is a term for Beyonder sequence 4 through 1, meaning half god, half human. Among them, sequence 4 and 3 are known as saints, while 2 and 1 are known as angels. There are other names beyond that, but it is best if you do not know them for now. Other names? Saints? Angels? Lumion thought of the saints and angels of different regions. Oh, like archangels, kings of angels, king of angels. Okay, I see. Thank you. The remains of a saint are the corpses of saints. So they're the characteristics they left behind? So every Beyonder has the imprint of the oldest one, and the higher the sequence, the more is left behind? Wouldn't the person who consumes the potion be affected? Yes. Why do you think this path is filled with danger and madness? Losing control is one of the main reasons why consuming a potion is dangerous. To be specific, it is losing control of supernatural powers of one's own mind and transforming into a monster. Is there another reason? Lumion pressed. Firstly, the intensity of the mental imprint mainly depends on the level of the owner of the corresponding characteristic. Oh yeah, you're fucking. It's summer in Australia right now, isn't it? Oh, like how hot is it, Sal? It is. Fuck. How cold is it here? It is -4 degrees right now. Firstly, is there another reason Lumion pressed? Firstly, the intensity of the imprint mainly depends on the level of the owner of the characteristic. Their obsession and madness before death also contributes to it. Secondly, consuming the potion in the wrong order or method can cause a huge conflict in the body. Thirdly, some existences can use the consumption of potions to exert influence. For example, every time the mystery prior pathway consumes a potion, they passively receive knowledge installation from the hidden sage. Wait, Sal, actually, quick question. Does Australia have one time zone, or is it like several time zones? Because obviously it's like a really big country, but it's also one fucking country. So like, I know China technically spans through a couple time zones, but they keep a centralized time because they're like, fuck it, we're not doing all that. Obviously that's China though, so... Similar to the voice I heard after drinking the Hunter potion, Lumion deliberated for a moment before recounting his encounter truthfully. Which entity's influence is that? He then saw the expression of the lady opposite him become a little odd. Some existences can corrupt and take control of you just by knowing their existence. Unfortunately, the owner of that voice is once such existence. It is not suitable for you to know their name at the moment. Isn't it horrifying? A sequence 0 god? But most people in Intis and I know about EBS and the god of steam and machinery. There's nothing wrong with them. Could there be a difference between a true god and an evil god? But she mentioned the hidden sage, who's a sequence 0. Is it possible she doesn't know who it is and is using a vague term? What is a neighboring pathway, he asked. Also, the majority live on different sides of the edge. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like Canberra and like thing, and then there's like a couple big cities on the west coast and stuff, so that makes sense. Because you'd probably, because it's like a really big country with a fucking continent, basically. So you'd probably span like 3 or 4 time zones, I would assume. Maybe 5. The woman's expression turned to normal. Under normal circumstances, if you choose a pathway and consume the corresponding potion, you can only go down that path one step at a time, or you will lose control, or at the very least, half lose control. But there are such exceptions. But there are always exceptions. Every pathway has one or more neighboring pathway. You can jump over at a specific sequence, such as sequence 4 or 3, which divides humans and demigods. Hunter pathways, neighboring pathways, Assassin. Assassin? That sure sounds cooler than Hunter. What pathway neighbors Mystery Prior? Will one no longer be affected by the hidden sage after jumping to a neighboring pathway? The Savant pathway. The current sequence 0 is the god of steam and machinery. After jumping over, one will still be affected by the hidden sage, but the degree will decrease significantly. Fuck Canberra. Did people from there do something to you? Isn't that your capital? This is like an American being like, fuck DC. You're like, alright, damn. Actually, I think most conservatives would say fuck DC in America. Never mind. That's not a shithouse capital. Well, it is kind of bad, Sal, in the sense that, like, I feel like if you ask most people what the capital of Australia is, they'd probably say like Melbourne. I feel like most people wouldn't know about Canberra because they'd be like, what the fuck is Canberra? Same thing in like Canada. If you were to ask like someone who's not Canadian, like, okay, someone who, like non-Canadians, what is the capital of Canada? Wait, hold on. But the degree of influence will decrease significantly. However, the corresponding characteristic will still exist unless one finds a way to expel them. How? Lumine asked. The easiest way is to have children. In mysticism, there's a high chance of transferring the corresponding characteristic to a child through heredity. Sydney or Melbourne? Few people think of Canberra. Exactly, yeah. So the capital of Canada is actually Ottawa. It's a really small piece of shit city. Wow, okay, never mind. So I apologize for you for shitting on Canberra. No, Ottawa's dog shit though. Sorry. Oh god, I didn't even think of that. So like Ottawa's like a fucking shithole where like that place just fucking sucks, and like no one knows of it outside of Canadians, right? So like if you ask someone like, hey, if you ask a non-Canadian what the capital of Canada is, generally speaking, you'll get Toronto. You might get Vancouver also, as DSV or as Kami said, but most people will probably say Toronto, because like who the fuck has heard of Ottawa? It's like similar with Australia to a certain extent. I don't know to what degree, but like I feel like most people, if you ask, is like Melbourne or Sydney. Canberra is the biggest money sink, and it's fucking shitty weather is the biggest place where you're most likely to get robbed. Yeah, I think that's also called London. Oi, give me your fucking wallet, mate. Pull out a switchblade. The easiest way is to have children. In mysticism, there's a high chance of transferring the characteristic to a child through heredity. Alternatively, you can use the special ability of a certain pathway, but there's a certain risk, and you have to pay a considerable price. Yeah, it's Aussie London without any culture. Highwayman goes, actually. Yeah, like, imagine, like, you go into London for the first time, you're like, oh my god, like, it's London. I'm gonna get to see, like, the London Bridge and, like, the fucking Royal Palace. And then someone pulls up on a fucking electric scooter and you're like, oi, give me your fucking wallet, mate. And you're like, this place can't be real. What the fuck? Alternatively, you can use the special abilities of certain pathways, but there is a certain risk and you have to pay a price. Can I switch only at the particular sequence? Can I switch only at a particular sequence? The chances of him becoming a demigod were slim. What the fuck did you send me, DSV? I'm so curious. Oh, yes. Hold on, I have to show this. This is so good.
Expecting me, boss. My mistake, original gangster. No, this cannot be forgiven. Now empty the compartments of your pantaloons. For what purpose? And discard of your footwear as well. For what purpose? In fact, I am equipped to summon the one casually known as Little Travis on your buffoon self.
Oh my god, that's so good. Empty the compartments of your pantaloons. For what purpose? In theory, it is possible to switch at a lower sequence, the lady said, but the risk of losing control is much higher. Unless there is no way, it is best not to attempt it. I finished explaining 2 laws, now I'll explain the method. This is the most important piece of knowledge in mysticism. It is called the acting method. Kami, what did you send now? Oh. Oh no.
Well, at least it's not raining.
Oh, safest Londoner ever. Comes home, honey, today was a great day. I only got stabbed 4 times on the way to work today. Incredible. Our city is becoming much safer recently. It is called the acting method. It is a way to help you digest the potion. By digesting the potion, the risk of losing control will be greatly reduced when consuming the next sequence. It's no wonder I can't drink the Sequence 9 potion today and 8 tomorrow. I have to use the acting method to digest. Remember, it is digestion, not control. What is the acting method? It involves acting in accordance with the name of the sequence like an actor, by reconciling the differences between one's body and the remnant imprints of the characteristic. One can obtain recognition, allowing them to bypass the barrier that existed and fuse with the characteristic itself. So I have to act like a hunter and hunt in the mountains every day? That is the most superficial form of acting. We not only have to understand the surface meaning of the name, but we also have to investigate its deeper meaning. For example, the city is also a jungle. Every one is both prey and hunter. I'm familiar with this concept, Lumion thought. How can you be sure that you have digested the potion before advancing? You will sense it when the potion is digested. Who named the different sequences? Lumion asked. The earliest sequence divisions came from the remnants of the old ones splintering, a stone slab filled with mysticism knowledge. As it involves the secrets of becoming a deity, it is referred to as the Blasphemy Slate. In ancient times, during the end of the Second Epoch and the entire Third Epoch, a powerful deity close to the oldest one appeared, known as the Ancient Sun God. He perished, and a second— No fucking bitch! Oh my fucking god, I knew it was coming too and I didn't. This is the same fucking anime song from yesterday that's— oh my god, the entire stream's been demonetized. Kill me! For 2 minutes! I fucking hate this shit! Me whenever I see someone from— I fucking knew it was coming too. Oh my fucking god. Nah, fuck it. I'm not doing all that kind of junker. After he perished, a second Blasphemy Slate was born from his remains. All the current sequence names and formulas come from it. That is not the Second and Third Epoch history I know of. Lumion muttered. When Emperor Ruzel was alive, he used the second Blasphemy Slate as a reference to create the cards of blasphemy, based on the set of tarot cards. A total of 22 cards, each representing a pathway of the divine. Lumion getting all the info. Actually, exactly. Emperor Ruzel was a Beyonder? Otherwise? Was he powerful? Lumion asked. Almost a deity, the lady replied. That amazing? Then wouldn't the diary left behind by Emperor Ruzel be valuable? Yes, but very, very few people can decipher those writings. Dude, imagine the feeling she gets. She's like... she's sitting there, she's like, almost no one can decipher it. But our god, the fool, does that for us on the daily. My goat. Lumion fell deep into thought. Aurora seemed to have some of Ruzel's diary transcriptions in her collection. She seemed to be able to decipher them. Wait, okay, that confirms it. Could that be a portion of where her strength comes from? Dude, I in hindsight reading this, I get how you could read this first. It's obvious that it is meant that you read this after because it's dropping like crazy amounts of knowledge really quickly. That would probably be overwhelming if this is your first book, but in theory, I get why you could read this first and then Lord of the Mysteries later. So far, anyway. Like, it feels like it would work. Like, he's distilling all the knowledge really quickly. But this is cool. it would get incredibly confusing, but in theory you can. Oh, Sal, if you're still here, I did make that post about Dara. I will also post one on YouTube later. It is crazy. That's so funny. I'm just looking at Dara's YouTube channel really quickly. Her PayPal is listed higher than her TikTok. She's got her priorities dead straight. The woman turned her head to look out the old tavern window. It's about time. I will end this by giving you some pointers. Based on the based on the law of indestructibility, we know that humans and characteristics combine to make Beyonders. Similarly, creatures and characteristics combine to make creatures, our Beyonder creatures. But what about items that combine with characteristics? They're called mystical items. As items don't have will, spirit, and self-control, coupled with the combined effects of the other factors, after they fuse with characteristics, they will not only display corresponding abilities, but also bring out the very strong negative effects. The various churches tend to seal them and use suitable methods to activate them when needed. This is why mystical items are called sealed artifacts. If she's up for it, I can reach out to her later, see if she wants me to help her set up like a coffee account to make that a little bit easier for her. If she's interested, she obviously doesn't have to. Obviously there's like a downside to that as opposed to PayPal, so there's like a... the mystical items that have been sealed by the various churches use their own serial numbers and are divided into 4 grades, 3, 2, 1, and 0. The smaller the prefix, the higher the grade. Among them, there are a limited number of sequence 1 and 0s that are very, very dangerous. The serial numbers are common amongst the churches and will not be repeated. Level 0 artifacts? Lumion muttered. Lumion had a deep impression that sequence 0 was equal to a true god. Are these artifacts formed by fallen deities or evil gods? He noticed that there were 22 pathways with sequence 0, but the number of deities didn't add up. Not all of them, the lady said. Most of them are at the level of angels, and only a small number have the ability to kill a god. I understand. I won't underestimate the items in other people's hands. You cannot underestimate the negative effects of artifacts either. In the future, you will definitely come across artifacts. Oh, and there's another category of items in mysticism known as extraordinary items. They are made by Beyonders of the corresponding sequence using their abilities, spirituality, or help of the spirit world or deities. They do not contain Beyonder characteristics but have a certain level of supernatural effects. However, their strength will gradually dissipate over time. Charms, potions, and other items can only be used once. This is so funny, by the way. It's obviously a typo, but it says charms, lotions, instead of potions. It is lotions? What the fuck are we talking about? They have lotions that give buffs when applied. Those would not be called fucking lotions, Kami. Those would be like... I don't know, what would you call it? Like if you want to say like oils or like essential oils or whatever, like the one that... Yeah, oils, yeah, thank you. Like those would not be lotions. That's a fucking crazy term for it. Yeah, gotta moisturize before Hold on. Before we throw down for fisticuffs, I must moisturize. Excuse me? Lotion is oil? No. So we find oiled up? No. I'm putting on my Diddy lotion. Oh, yes. In comparison, weapons are beyonder weapons are more stable and can be used for years. As a hunter, you lack the ability to deal with spirit body ghost type creatures before sequence 7. If you have the chance in the future, try obtaining a corresponding sealed artifact or item. The spirit world? You'd seen this term in the Hidden Veil, but it didn't provide sufficient explanation. My lotion. Jesus Christ, viewer. Okay. The woman quickly explained, from a mystical point of view, the world is divided into 3 levels: the real world, the spirit world, and the astral world. The rest are formed by attaching to one of these 3, like the underworld. I don't need to explain much about the real world. That's a crazy message, DSV. Holy shit. I don't need to explain much of the real world, you know it well. The spirit world is a place where spirits reside, and many concepts of reality do not exist there. You will learn of it in the future. As for the astral world, it referred to the world of gods, but now the entire cosmos needs to be included in that definition. Can a hunter create beyonder items? Lumion asked. Hunters can't rely on their own sequence because their spirituality has been enhanced, they can learn ritualistic magic and pray to a deity or a hidden existence. They can use their responses to create charms, weapons, or other items. But I must inform you, most hidden existences are very dangerous. It is best not to attempt praying to them, or death will be your best outcome. And the 7 Orthodox deities basically won't respond to them unless you join their church and become an official Beyonder. In other words, it is impossible for a hunter to create an item? Not really. On the one hand, you can use the blood and saliva of certain Beyonder creatures to create poisonous weapons. In a sense, this can be considered a Beyonder item. On the other hand, after you unlock the secret of the dream, I will tell you the honorific name of a great existence. You can pray to him. It is something to do with the Terror Club. Okay, I was right. The Grey Fog is that same. Is the fog of Sephira Castle. Lumion was shocked and suspicious. This was the first time she had used the word great as an adjective. He had never heard her use it to describe even the EBS or the Hidden Sage. Who could this existence be? What are the corresponding sequence 8 and 7 for hunters? 8 is called Provoker and 7 Pyromaniac. Dude, you know what I think is gonna happen? I feel like he would have been pre-acting for Provoker his entire fucking life. So he's gonna drink Provoker and be like, alright, fully digested, bring on the Pyromaniac. Alright, that is all for today, the lady said as she stood up and walked to the entrance. I forgot to remind you, remember that you were just acting. Do the saliva of Demoness and make it into a poison? Like what? Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, DSV, you're right. You're like, you go to stab someone and they dodge it out of the way and you nick them and they're like, oh, you are slow. And you go, you have HIV. You're like, and you just, just run away. Hi, Dr. Z. That was a bad time to pop in. I forget. I'm really sorry, Dr. Z. I forgot to remind you, remember that you were just acting. What if you take the role really seriously? You will become less and less like yourself until one day... The woman smiled and closed her mouth before turning around and walking up the stairs. She didn't finish her sentence, Lumion muttered. He sensed that forgetting he was only acting would be very dangerous. He sat quietly in the corner of the old tavern, reviewing the knowledge he had just received. The more he thought of it, the more he learned the importance of the two laws and path and method mentioned. These are the main frameworks of mysticism. Everything is derived from them. I wonder if Aurora knows. After leaving Cordu, I will discuss with her. I wonder if that lady will allow me to inform Aurora of all of this. As Lumion left the old tavern, he looked back and muttered, "Why haven't those 3 foreigners taken any action yet? It is Lent." Yeah, I wish you didn't do that, Dr. Z. He continued to ponder as he made his way to the village square. After he finished asking if there was any reply, he saw Ava, Raymond, and the others. Ava, wearing a long white dress and a round headdress made of branches and flowers, and a huge necklace hung around her neck. Brown branches and green leaves adorned her back, arms, leg, and waist. She was the main character of Lent, the spring elf. Raymond and the others surrounded Ava, each carrying a basket woven from tree branches filled with grass, soil, rocks, leaves, and other items. "Lumion, the blessing tour is about to begin," Ava said, her face filled with joy. "Come on, let's go get the contributions." Since Novel Weekly had not yet replied, Lumion had nothing to do, so he decided to join. The young lads began singing loudly as they approached Ava and walked out of the square. After about 10 meters, they stopped in front of the first building. Lumion walked up the door and banged on it. "The spring elf is here." The door creaked open, and Naziel appeared in front, another female head of the family, in her 40s with the prefix Na. Her black hair was tied up and her blue eyes smiling. "I am the elf of spring," Ava said as she began to take a step forward and sing. With a sweet face and a joyful ring, bringing happiness to everything. In this season so charming, come and sing, come and dance. Let us celebrate this time of chance. I think we started at 28, Dr. Z, so I think this is the 3rd chapter? We might have started on 20, wait, we're 9:30, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 28, yep. "For this is the only way to bless this land and make it stay." After the song, Ava took a clump of soil from Raymond's basket and handed it to Naziel. "Thank you, Spring Elf," Naziel said. Bumper harvest, Lumion and the others replied in unison. This was a blessing ritual. The Spring Elf used singing and the giving of soil, grass, rocks, and other natural items to the villagers to bless them. The villagers needed to give something back as contrition, or the blessing would become a curse. As Raymond received the cloth, Ava began to sing again. Only then did they bid farewell to Naziel and head to the next house. A portion of the dedications received during the blessing tour would be thrown into the river in the Riverside ritual, and the rest would be placed in the final ritual. After Lent was over, the girl who was the Spring Elf had the right to choose some to take away. This was a considerable gain. If Cordu really experienced a bumper harvest this year, Ava, as the embodiment of Spring Elf, would be widely believed to have received the love of the elves and the blessing of spring. Whoever married her would have bumper harvests all the time. What the fuck is a bumper harvest? I kept letting it go. I assume that just means like a really good harvest or something. But I gotta check. Bumper harvest. A crop that has yielded an unusually productive harvest. I see. Okay, thank you. In that case, she had a chance of marrying someone from a good family. The blessing procession sang all the way to Lumion's house, where Aurora opened the door. She had changed into light-colored pleated dress with a straight collar and bunned her hair. "I am the Spring Elf," as Ava walked over and began singing again. Aurora listened and handed Ava a small pottery jar. "Thank you, Spring Elf." Lumion glanced at the jar of animal lard and felt that his sister was too generous. They had no farmland except a small vegetable field at the back. They did not need to worry about harvest at all. Chapter 31. Celebrations. Alright, 4 more chapters to go, boys and girls. I'm so tired. We're almost halfway through. We're almost halfway through. Let's keep going. Music change in this chapter. Alright, sounds good. Thanks for coming. Despite feeling the usual pinch, Lumia didn't stop his sister. Raymond and the others turned around and walked towards the nearby buildings. Goddamn, Sal, I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Dude, I swear, if I didn't already schedule today's stream, and Sal didn't promise me yesterday, I would have just canceled today's stream. I'm so fucking sleepy. I'm gonna finish stream and just pass out. I don't even want dinner. I'm so tired. Wait, hold on. Ava, Raymond, and the others turned around and walked to the nearby buildings, deliberately falling behind as he whispered to Aurora, "Call me if you hear back from the novel." "Don't worry, I'll keep you updated," Aurora said. The festive and joyous blessing tour continued with songs as they knocked on the villagers' doors in Cordu. Finally, they arrived at the administrator's residence, which had been modified from a castle from the Sauron era. Wait, isn't my character from the Sauron family, or is he from the Einhorn family? Oh fuck, actually, I also need to reach out to Goth to do my first fucking D&D session. Am I Sauron or Einhorn? I can't remember. Where's my... Too easy, where... Sauron! Hey, I'm from the Sauron family, based. Alright, but goated. My castle, it was located on a hill at the edge of Cordu. Dark, in color, with 2 towers. I shouldn't know that? You do. It's fine. You'll be fine. The outer walls surrounding the building had long been torn down. Lumion and company passed through the garden specially created by Boest and arrived at the entrance. The door was 4 to 5 meters tall, a brownish green color like trees, and looked very heavy. However, it was divided into upper and lower parts and only needed to open the 2-meter tall part unless welcoming esteemed guests. Holy shit, thanks, Sal. Holy fuck. Thank you, dude. 5, dude. Oh, thank you so much. Fuck. Jesus. Thanks, Sal. I'm nothing but a man of my word. Every instinct in my body wants to fight you on that, but right now feels like a particularly bad moment, so I'm gonna let that go. Viewer, thank you for saying it. Thank you. The spring elf was the embodiment of spring and the messenger of the harvest, so she deserved the most honorable treatment. At this moment, the heavy door was completely open as Madame Polly stood there. Her maidservant, Kathy, stood to her side with a basket woven from tree branches. Ava walked over and sang a song of blessing. Madame Polly listened quietly with a smile on her face, which made her look noble and reserved. The young man who had followed the spring elf didn't dare look at her. But Lumion, who had listened to the other party and the padre doing the deed, scoffed inwardly. At the end, as the song ended, Ava exchanged the seeds of a tree for a basket of eggs. Yo, that is a good deal. Hold on. That's a great deal. The seeds of a tree for a basket of eggs? You know how expensive eggs are nowadays? This is not even a fucking joke. Eggs are so expensive, it's crazy. I say as someone who fucking never does fucking groceries. But hey, it is the principle, okay? That's crazy. Eggs are... I know, viewer, what the fuck? Why are eggs so... Like, I think they're a lot cheaper in the States where you are, but like, a fucking 12 count of eggs is $7. Like, $1 an egg? What are we doing? God damn. When Ava was done, Lumien's... wait, hold on. The blessing tour was over. Lumion, Raymond, and the other lads escorted Ava to the mountain river not far from the village for the second segment, the waterside ritual. Arriving at the place where geese were usually herded, Ava approached the clear river and did a simple dance, repeating the song from before. Meanwhile, Lumion and the other lads stood still, 7 to 8 meters away. After the dance, Ava took out a chopped turnip from a basket beside her feet, given by a particular villager, and threw it into the river. She then was saying, "A bumper harvest, bumper harvest." When Ava was done, Lumion stepped onto the ground and ran over a few steps, bent down and picked up the cut turnips from the basket and threw them in. Bumper harvest, he shouted. How you should see how expensive cabs are? Lucky my unc's own chickens, we get free eggs. Oh shit, nice, dude. Yeah, you guys in Australia, I think, have the same bullshit that we do, right? I was reading about this a while back. You guys, like, your grocery shit is as cooked as ours is, because, like, all your groceries chains are owned by, like, 2 companies, and here they're owned by, like, I think 3 big ones. So, like, the prices are fucking crazy. My chicken was killed by foxes. That's crazy. What is this? What is this lore we're getting? Do you vaccinate the chickens? I don't own chickens, Dr. Z. We don't have the space for it. We're not really Did you eat the fox? You know, Bullseye, you know what this reminds me of? There's a Joe Rogan thing where, like, he's talking on one of his podcasts, and he goes, like, you know, there was like a fucking fox or something that killed, like, some animal he owned. It might have been a chicken, it might have been something else, I can't remember. It was like, so what I planned on doing was I wanted to kill the fox, eat it, and package up my shit and throw it over the fence so that his fox buddies knew that I had killed their friend. What a fucking lunatic. What the fuck? DSV, food for thought if you're interested, you know? You're like, what the fuck are we talking about? I don't know, Dr. Z, my uncle owns them, so I assume. Okay. It is not based, Bullseye. What are we talking about? The remaining lads were a tad slower than Lumion, but they rushed to Ava, afraid of falling behind, took out the turnips and radishes and threw them in, shouting bumper harvest. Oh, I think so, Kami. I think so, yeah. What the fuck is this? What did you just send me? What is this meme? No, it's not that. What did you expect from the UFC guy? I don't know. Dr. Z, what the fuck are you talking about? What, do you think the foxes should have to go to a fox administration office and get a permit to attack a home? What are we talking about? Sal, you're heading out? Isn't it? Oh, you're working this week, I see. Yeah, you're good, man. Alright, thanks for popping by, buddy. Seriously, thank you for the dono, I appreciate it. Alright, have a good time at work. Try not to get injured again. Dude, I swear, I feel like the first time I remember Sal talking in chat was like the day, I don't know, something happened at the mine or whatever, and you had to go to the hospital and like 2 people died. I feel like that was the first time you ever talked in chat. What a fucking weird time for your first chat. Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 people died. It was crazy. And then he's like, I broke my femur. Like, I'm chilling. I'm like, the fuck did this man just say to me? And he was like, oh, and then he broke like his fibia or tibia or some bullshit, which is still bad, but like, I was like, excuse me? This motherfucker did not just break his femur and he's just chatting and he's just chatting like, la-di-da, we're okay. Like that's insane. Raymond failed to take initiative and couldn't beat the others, so he was the last to join the ritual. The next second, he saw the malicious smiles of Lumion, Guillaume Jr., and the others. They lifted Raymond up, shouting, "Bumper harvest!" and threw him into the water. The people on the shore even picked up soil and branches to throw at him. Get fucking rolled, buddy. This was a part of the waterside ritual. The person who completed the prayer last would be thrown into the river and not allowed to go ashore. They could only swim a little further down and quietly return home to hide. Damn, my boy got fucking rolled. Raymond washed the water off his face and struggled for a few seconds before heading downstream. Dude, can you imagine? They throw Raymond in. Raymond doesn't know how to swim, drowns, and then there's a bumper harvest. No one knows whether to be happy or sad. They're like, we got a good harvest. We had to give up Raymond for it. Was it a good deal? We didn't like him that much, but it is still a bit sad. Only then did the team escort Ava to the EBS Cathedral at the edge of Cordoue Square. It was almost noon. Most of the villagers, including Lumion's sister, had gathered at the cathedral, which was not as grand as those in the city. The tallest one was only 11 to 12 meters, with a dome in an arc that looked like an onion from the outside. Looking up from on the inside, a dazzling sun mural greeted the eyes. The entire cathedral was golden in color and looked very bright, which was also the common style of all EBS cathedrals. The altar was located in the east. Oh, this is cute. Altar in the east because the sun rises from the east. Cute. And all kinds of sunflowers surrounding a huge sacred emblem. On the surface of the sacred emblem, the golden ball and the lines representing a light formed a symbol filled with mysticism, the symbol of EBS. High up on the wall behind the altar, there were 2 pure glass windows inlaid with gold foil. Every day when the sun rose, the light would shine from here onto the sacred emblem. On the west side of the cathedral, there were 2 similar glass windows to take in the glow of the setting sun. As this was not the formal ritual of the church, but a traditional celebration of the people, the padre did not appear. Instead, the administrator Boest did the celebration with Ava, who was still dressed as the spring elf. Musical instruments such as flutes and lyres sounded, and the villagers sang songs that praised spring and prayed for a harvest. They hadn't rehearsed, so the singing wasn't uniform. Some sang and others danced, making the entire scene quite lively. Lumion's mouth opened and closed, but he didn't utter a sound, simply going through the motions. Aurora, on the other hand, was engrossed in her singing, taking the opportunity to have some fun. As he was only going through the motions, Lumion had time to look around. He didn't notice any abnormalities in the villagers' behaviors. He subconsciously looked up at the sun mural. Then he saw it, the thing he couldn't put his finger on. The villagers weren't praising the sun. For a village that worshipped EBS, this was strange. Words like "praise the sun," "my God, my father" were staples of daily life, but Lumion hadn't heard them in a while. As a quasi-believer and having skipped activities in the cathedral since crossing the Padre, Lumion hadn't thought much of it, but something about the solemn and golden atmosphere of the cathedral made him realize this was not normal. And then he remembered the letter of help that he had reconstructed. We need help. We need help. As soon as possible. The people around us are getting weirder. The people around us are getting weirder. At that moment, Lumion gained a deeper understanding of this sentence. Lumion's heart began to race as he looked around, searching for Leia and the other foreigners, but they were nowhere to be found. Seriously, they don't appear when they're needed, Lumion muttered, forcing himself to join in the chorus, pretending not to notice anything out of the ordinary. Finally, the singing died down and the celebration ended as Lumion whispered to Aurora, "Go home first. I have something to tell you later." He knew he couldn't leave yet. As an escort from the Spring Elf, he must participate in the final part of the ritual. He couldn't force his way out of the cathedral, risking an eruption. "Okay," Aurora said. She didn't ask further and left the cathedral with Madame Polly and the other villagers. The cathedral was empty, save for Lumion and a handful of lads participating in the blessing tour. Ava, the embodiment of the Spring Elf, stood in the center of the room, surrounded by the contributions, symbolic items that hadn't been thrown in, herbs, axes, shovels, whips, and goose sticks. Lumion and his companions had to wait for someone to come in from the outside and announce the departure of the Spring Elf before they could take off her crown, necklace, branches, and leaves. During this process, they needed to leave a gap for the Spring Elf to leave Ava's body. In just 20 to 30 seconds, footsteps echoed in the cathedral entrance. Lumion looked up as two figures entered. The thin shepherd, Pierre Barry, who had rushed back to attend Lent, his eyes sunken. He wore a dark brown long coat with a hood. He had a rope tied at his waist and was supporting a new black leather shoes. But what caught Lumion's attention was that his greasy black hair was now clean and smooth. Even his messy beard had been tidied. It was neater and shorter than before. The other man was Padre Guillaume Benet, adorned in his white brow robe with gold threads befitting his role as a clergyman. He had sparse black hair and a slightly hooked nose, but he exuded a dignified aura. Despite standing at 1.7 meters tall, he seemed to tower over the shepherd. The Padre. Why did he come? As a clergyman of the church, he had no business being here at a folk celebration that didn't include a segment to praise the sun. Lumion's mind jolted as he recognized the Padre and his group were previously up to something sinister. Kami, if you have a second, do you mind tossing the music in chat, please? Especially considering his past conflict, he quickly retreated to the side of the stained glass, moving slowly and silently to avoid drawing the attention. The group hadn't yet surrounded Ava, the Spring Elf, who was standing in different places, making Lumion's actions inconspicuous. Music? All right. Oh shit, dude, this music. Okay. Ava was surprised to see the Padre, but quickly remembered his importance. It made sense for him to announce the end of Lent. She began to smile once again. The Padre and the shepherd approached Ava. The former spoke in a deep voice. "Send off the Spring Elf." Other than Lumion, the people rushed forward to surround Ava. "Send the Spring Elf off," the shepherd shouted as he bent his back. Not good. Lumion's heart began to race as he stepped forward, his body reacting before his mind could catch up. But it was too late. The shepherd picked up an axe from the pile, and with a tight grip and a powerful swing, the axe came down. Blood spurted from Ava's neck, forming a thick red mist. Are they doing some summoning ritual or some shit? What the fuck? Thud. Lumion watched in horror as Ava's head fell to the ground and rolled a few times. Finally stopping, head facing up, she had a look of joy in her eyes. Don't say lost her mind, DSV, that's crazy. She still had a look of joy in her eyes. Having just taken 2 steps in her direction, Lumion's heart sank. He turned around and turned to flee the stained glass. 32. Anomaly. I don't like sitting like this normally, because it's like really bad for your back and shit, but like, you know, just sitting all the way back in the chair, just having the mic on my, just holding the mic up is like, sometimes when you're really tired, this shit is really good. Maybe this shit's a dream. You forget, Plague. Only good things are dreams. Bad things are very much in reality in Lord of the Mysteries. If something good is happening, then we say, like, this could be a dream. You know, maybe we wake up from it, this shit's cooked. But if there's a bad thing happening, it's real. Money, are you a little behind, bro? The cloth, jars, and eggs that were splattered with blood alongside a sickening stench, failing to elicit a reaction from the Padre. He turned his body and locked his gaze on a particular spot in the cathedral, where Lumien's figure reflected in his eyes. The color of the Padre's eyes shifted, turning so ethereal they turned transparent. Lumien was surrounded by complicated silver symbols that coiled around him like small rivers. He ran through an illusory river that was formed from these symbols, with blurry tributaries ahead of him. Guillaume Benet reached out his right hand and grabbed a mercury-colored symbol that encircled Lumien. Lumien stomped his right foot, preparing to hurl himself through the glass out of the cathedral, but he slipped and couldn't muster enough strength, and his body was sent flying. Zan, how's it going, man? Long time no see. With a loud bang, whoosh, and crackling sound, Lumien shattered the glass depicting Saint Sith, but he failed to break through and he instantly crashed back in the cathedral. Who the fuck is this guy? Is he a lawyer? Shepherd Pierre Berry, who had earlier decapitated Ava, locked onto Lumien. His gentle smile belied the ferocity in his eyes, as if a seal in him had been broken. Perry charged at Lumien with the axe, his body seeming to grow taller and stronger with every step. Lumien leaned against the broken glass window, his back facing the shepherd. Lumien struggled to free himself from the pain of being stabbed as he fell to the ground. As he propped himself up with his hands to roll out of the cathedral, a surge of danger washed over him. Someone's behind me, he realized, ignoring the pain and blood. He continued pressing down on the broken glass frame and pretended to roll out, using it as a cover to retract his body and fall back instead of moving forward. Bang! Suddenly an axe smashed through the window frame, sending it flying out of the cathedral. Lumien rolled back, narrowly avoiding Pierre Berry's violent attack as he lunged past his feet. But he didn't feel relieved. Pierre had blocked his only escape route, forcing him back to the cathedral. Despite having read countless novels, Lumien knew he couldn't rely on simply rolling to avoid being hit. Dark Souls says otherwise. As he brushed past Pierre, he quickly propped himself up with his elbow, exerting his strength from his waist and bouncing up. He surveyed the scene and realized, beside Guillaume Jr. and a few others, all the lads had lost their minds. They ignored Ava's corpse and the blood that stained the ground, shouting, "Send the spring elf off! Send the spring elf off!" Guillaume Jr. and the few others stood in shock, staring at Ava's wide, smiling eyes. Fear, panic, and disbelief etched their face as it trapped an unbreakable nightmare. Pierre loomed over Lumien, appearing taller than the cathedral. His axe missing, but he quickly retracted it and swung it at Lumien again. Lumien dodged the attack and ran off. Lumien fully utilized a hunter's speed and agility as he ran. Target, the Padre. He knew he had to deal with the leader, no matter how the others attacked him. He put on a fierce stance, determined to either allow him to flee or die trying. Only in this way could a miracle be created in a very unfavorable situation. The shepherd didn't pursue Lumien. He stood in front of the broken window, holding the axe, and extended his hand to Lumien's direction. The cathedral plunged into darkness, and Lumien's surroundings grew even more ominous. Seemingly coming back to life, the abyss swayed gently, like a curtain behind which pale white, pale black, and strange arms were poised. You know what's gonna happen, right? Lumien's gonna be like, oh, he's about to die. Forrest busts through the door with like Aurora at her side, and she goes, nah, bitch. Evil, be gone. And the guy just fucking dies because it's a fucking angel or some bullshit. Or like a demigod at the very least. It shouldn't be lagging, I don't think so, viewer. What in the fanfic? Hello, how's it going, man? Thanks for popping by. Padre Guillaume Benet's eyes were transparent, with Lumien's figure submerged in an illusory river, formed by shimmering mercury symbols in front of him. He saw something similar, but more surreal, as if representing the future or a tributary. After experimenting, Guillaume Benet's right hand finally grasped the key pattern formed by multiple symbols. With a single move, he could rewrite Lumien's future and render all his efforts futile. But suddenly, the Padre's eyes froze as he screamed. His eyes shut as blood and turbid tears streamed down his face. Amidst his screams, his body expanded like a balloon, and his white robes with gold threads cracked under the strain. His skin nearly turned transparent, revealing a bizarre mark that had been hidden under his clothes. The black mark that resembled a seal connected to an indescribable world. Has he been corrupted by the true creator? Because this just sounds like degeneration. Yeah, bullseye. To make a nuke theoretically is not... Like, the steps are... Like, it requires a lot of a shit ton of, like, energy and shit, but, like, it's not, like, impossible process. It's just, depending on, obviously, if you're looking for a fission bomb or a fusion bomb. Fusion obviously becomes way more fucking complicated, but if you're looking for a fission bomb, it's not, like... I don't know if I want to finish that sentence. I feel like the fucking CIA is gonna assassinate me. Where was I? The black marks that seemed to resemble a seal connected to an indescribable world. The terrifying aura they emitted filled the cathedral, leaving the lads who were still sending out the spring elf in an extreme state of terror. They ran around the offerings, knelt to the ground, or prostrated themselves on the ground. Guillaume Jr. and the few others fainted, leaving pools of urine and a foul stench. God, they shit themselves. Shepherd Pierre Berry was about to use his mystical arts to grab Lumien when he threw away the axe, knelt on one knee, bowing his head. Lumien was the only one who remained unaffected. Although he felt an abnormal pain in his head, it was nothing compared to the voice that had nearly killed him. He also felt a burning sensation in his chest, suspecting that the black thorny chain symbol had appeared, alongside the bluish-black symbol representing an eye and worms. But he had no time to check on the condition or understand why he suddenly had an upper hand. He rushed towards the Padre, determined not to let the opportunity fly away. As he got closer, Lumien could see the unique black marks resembling seals. His gaze swept around and he noticed something familiar. Black symbols resembling thorns that drilled out of the left chest of the Padre, identical to Lumien's chest, but much lighter. He had one too? Is this the root cause of the abnormality? Why did I get it? When? His thoughts quickly began to surface in Lumien's mind, but he didn't let them distract him. He ran to the Padre, stretched out his right hand, and wrapped it around the enemy's head. Without pausing, he circled behind the Padre, and with a snap, the Padre's head turned and faced his spine. Goddamn, he became fucking Kratos. We must be better than this. Dead. Phew. Lumien heaved a sigh of relief, knowing that the biggest problem had been resolved. He had to hurry home and escape with his sister. Just as Lumien turned to leave, Guillaume Benet, who was supposed to be dead, opened his eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, you thought I needed my fucking spine to survive? His eyes were bloodshot, and a sharp buzz split Lumien's head in half, the intense pain preventing him from screaming. Everything shattered, and he was engulfed in darkness as he lost consciousness. painful. How painful. Lumion sat up, opened his eyes, and rubbed his head. He saw the surroundings of his bedroom, the wooden table, the reclining chair, and the wardrobe. I was saved by Big Sis? How long was I out? How was the situation in the cathedral? Lumion didn't have time to think about it. Without wasting any time, he got out of bed, held his head, and rushed out. He found Aurora in the kitchen, wearing a light blue dress and preparing dinner. Big Sis, we need to go. The Padre and the others have gone crazy. They killed Ava at the end of the celebration. He wasn't sure if his sister knew of the incident, so he got to the point as quick as possible. After all, there were many ways to be saved, and it didn't mean that she had to be at the scene. Celebration? The Lent. He just went back in time or some bullshit, didn't he? Because he's gonna go, the celebration? That's in a week from now. The Lent celebration? Aurora asked. Yes. That's one hell of a story. 2 sentences and you've got me all scared. But listen, you gotta be more careful. Lent's still a few days away. The plot thickens. Sorry, money? What were we saying? If we don't want to say time travel, if we want to say, like, time loop, maybe? Oh, for fuck's sakes, I can't get away from the perfect run. You think all of that was a dream? I don't think so. That seems like a unlikely idea. The plot thickens. Oh, a second time loop. What pathway can use time manipulation? What pathway can use time manipulation? That's a great fucking question. Hold on, I'm just checking out my notes. Give me a second. That's a great fucking question. I don't know offhand. Have I read COI before? Oh, sorry, you're asking money. Oh, error can definitely. Oh, right, error can obviously do it. Yeah, you're right. Twilight. Which one is that? Twilight pathway. What are we on about? Oh, Twilight Giant. Oh, thank you. No, no, money. He can't. No. Ouroboros. What pathway was Ouroboros from? Oh, the monster pathway. You remember? You remember the thing? The time loop. The time loop that not client. Derek got stuck in? Reboot, obviously, but like the time loop that Derek got stuck in, he had to like keep going until they found out what to do with that fucking kid, Jack. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, sorry, not Monster, yeah. What now, money? What now? Time. There is some precedence for time loop. That's not a time loop though. It's a fate. What is the distinction there between time loop and fate loop? Am I on crack or is money on crack? Again, I'm really sleepy and tired, so like, I might be wrong. Like, I feel like money's on crack right now. What are we talking about? Well, yeah, there's going to be an anchor. There's going to be some way to break it. We're not going to spend the next 1100 chapters doing the same fucking loop. This is not fucking the perfect run. I hope not, anyway. God, I'm not fucking reading 1100 chapters of this. I want to be really fucking clear. We better break this shit quick. Chapter 33. How many days until Lent? Lumion asked. He suspected his sister was trying to prank him, but he had never known her to be flippant about important matters. This was a crucial moment that impacted the whole village. Did you not take an afternoon nap? Are you still not awake? It's March 29th. We still have a few days before Lent. COI is a loop that's gonna last all... I don't know if I can make it, bro. Fate loop means you and only you are stuck while the rest of the world time moves forward until you reach the Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Oh, sure. In that case, we can say... In that case, we can read... in that case, we can call it a fate loop. I wasn't aware of that term. I apologize. Money, I owe you an apology. I was not familiar with your game. Fair enough. He suspected his sister... no, wait. Did he not... Oh, wait. March 29th. Lumion ruminated the date. He had experienced Lent so vividly, a period of merriment that ended in bloodbath. Was he dreaming? Or was this a past experience? Or has this past experience been a dream? Regardless of which it was, they both seemed too real. Sure, Aurora could have been an excellent actress, but Lumion believed she wasn't that kind of person. They had spent 5 years together. He knew everything of her. There's no way she could fool him. Lumion was perplexed. He even considered the possibility that Aurora was lying to him of the date. Either she was being controlled, or some secret by the Padre or some secret entity, or everything had been resolved and she was just messing with him. If neither of these options are true, then it seems like Aurora's telling the truth. Time had rewound. Lumion's understanding of the world, this was impossible. But his sister's attitude left him at a loss. I have to think of a way to confirm. Lumion tried to recall all that had happened during that time and realized he could remember most of the details. Aurora was wearing a light blue dress on that day, corresponding to the successful celebration of Lent. He remembered meeting Ryan, Leia, and Valentine the night before. What's wrong? Aurora asked. I just remembered something. I need to go out. I'll be back soon. Lumion realized that the only way to confirm if time had really returned was to find Ava. If she was alive, he would have to come to terms with this. He didn't wait for Aurora's response. "Call me Big Sis, and don't be late for dinner," Aurora shouted. As he ran towards Ava's house, Lumion feared that even if he were a second slower, he would be caught by an indescribable nightmare and devoured. Along the way, many villagers noticed him, but they were afraid it was a prank and didn't stop him. Finally, he reached his destination. Guillaume Lizier, Ava's father, was a famous shoemaker in the village. Although they weren't particularly rich, they weren't bad off either. They lived in a subterranean, grayish-blue two-story building with an empty space at the back, where grass and firewood was piled up. It was almost dinner when Lumion arrived. Lumion walked through the open door and saw Ava, the brown-haired girl with blue eyes wearing a grayish-white dress, preparing dinner. She's not dead, Lumion thought as he looked at Ava's neck, trying to find signs of stitching. In one of Aurora's horror novels, there was a scene where a corpse was stitched up to act like a living person. He's reading the book version of Weekend at Bernie's. Lumion, what's the matter? Guillaume asked. He stood there with his kitchen chair facing Lumion. Ava, who had been busy in the kitchen, turned around in surprise and looked at Lumion. What's the matter? She asked. Guillaume was momentarily stunned, but quickly regained his composure. Monsieur, did Pierre of Berry order a pair of leather shoes from you? He remembered he and Raymond were supposed to meet Shepherd Berry the next morning and were surprised when he abandoned his flock to rush back to participate in the Lent celebration. By that time, Pierre had already had a new pair of boots on. Unless he went to a shoe shop in Darriège that finished sold products, it would take time to make shoes. meaning that Pierre had been back in the village for a couple of days. Pierre came a few days ago, but not many people in the village know about it. He told me not to tell anyone, Guillaume said. As expected. I saw someone who looks very much like him. Thought I was just hallucinating. Because the man was wearing new leather shoes, I just came to confirm. Yeah, it's him, Guillaume said. He was still herding 3 or 4 sheep that he claimed his employer had given him. Don't they only let the sheep return to the village in early May to shear and milk? How are they to be grazed if a few sheep are brought back now? Grazing in the highlands is prohibited. As Lumion thought more, he felt the behavior was very abnormal. He had no idea what he, the Padre, and the others wanted to do, or what they had already done. Lumion smiled at Guillaume and said, I'm relieved that it's him. I thought I was having some problems with my brain. Goodbye. As Guillaume left the home, the smile on his face disappeared. He was now sure. It truly was March 29th. Did I go back in time, or did I just have a precognitive dream? No, dreams can't be that real. So real that everything is there? Either way, it was something that he only read about in Aurora's novels and never imagined would happen. On his way home, Lumion circled the square and came to the side of EBS's cathedral. The stained glass window, which should have been shattered, perfectly embedded in the wall, and Saint Seth's missionary illustration on the surface shined brightly. Lumion watched this scene with mixed feelings. Many thoughts threatened to emit smoke from all friction against each other in their mind. I don't know what the fuck that is meant to say. On his way back to the square, Lumion saw a familiar figure, the Padre, who had a slightly hooked nose and a dignified aura. Lumion's heart tightened as he prepared to flee or attack. Guillaume Benet looked at him and said, Come again tomorrow for prayers. Oh, right. He hadn't been caught red-handed by me during the early evening of March 29th. He hasn't had a falling out with me. Praise the sun, Lumion said. Praise the sun, Guillaume Benet replied. After leaving the village square, Lumion habitually recalled what had just happened. Suddenly, he discovered a point that he had neglected. Time reversal. He still had his superpowers. He was a hunter. He didn't need to catch his breath after running all the way to the Liziers, and he had immediately put on the best posture when facing the Padre. This meant that his posture and his condition had far exceeded the time before the potion before he had consumed the potion. He was a sequence 9 beyonder. So then it's gotta be something with the dream, cause wasn't it that everything in the dream would things in the dream would not carry forward except for supernatural things? So like his powers move forward from the dream to here. Is he dreaming in a dream? Am I on crack? Inception? I don't know. Am I okay? Fuck no, I'm so tired, viewer. I'll try entering that special dream at night to see if I can still enter and if there's any changes, Lumion thought. After returning home and pretending nothing happened, he had dinner with his sister. As he often acted this way because he didn't want her to help clean up the mess every time he got into trouble, Aurora didn't ask any questions, despite feeling that he was a little off. Bro, I don't know what I've done to Sal, but like we went from like, he used to call me Wiz, and then I went to Unk, and I was just bum. It was crazy. What have I done to this man? So mean. I like to think I'm like always nice to people and shit. And like everyone's always shitting on me. Fuck you guys. I don't know. Shut the fuck up, Connie. Shut the fuck up. I don't know what we'd get after this, DSV. I don't really want to know either what he'd call me after bum. After washing the cutlery and cleaning the kitchen, Lumion informed his sister and went straight to the old tavern. He wanted to confirm if the foreigners who didn't hail from Cordoue would appear. After entering the old tavern, Lumin sat at the bar and greeted the boss and bartender, Maurice Benet. A glass of whiskey sour, he said. Whiskey sour referred to low-quality alcohol brewed from apples. It was only more expensive than some beers in tavern. Stingy brat, don't you like the pain of absinthe? Maurice nagged. Is it on the house? Maurice immediately stopped talking and poured the whiskey. Lumin sipped his drink as he waited. Not long after, he heard tinkling sounds. It's just how Aussie culture is. I don't have another Australian for me to confirm with, so I'm gonna have to take your word on that. Oh no, actually, I kind of actually weirdly do believe him. Coming from the country where you go up to your friend and you go, "Oi, cunt, what's happening?" And you're like, "What the fuck?" No, I believe him, actually. That makes sense. Yeah, DS me? Oh, wait. Yeah, call my mate to dumb cunts and such, yeah. Oh, wait, this is... I don't know if you guys have seen The Boys.
Oh, there he is.
Where's the cum guzzler?
You were spot on about him. There I was, filling up the motor. I turn around, the little git had done a runner.
Dude, it's amazing to me that an entire fucking continent of people speaks like this. Oi, I was filling up the motor, and I turn around, the little kid had done a runner. He turned around to see Ryan wearing a rough, dark bowler hat, a drab duffel coat, and pale yellow strides. Leia attracted the attention of most of the men in the tavern. Similarly, Valentine wore a white vest, blue tweed jacket, and black trousers. The three of them walked to the bar under everyone's gaze. But yeah, my mate two twos is legendary. Oh shit, this dude is... All right, so it's a term of endearment then. So I shouldn't take any offense to it then. Okay, is what I'm getting. Okay. Lumion didn't look up as he thought to himself. A glass of Darius red wine, a glass of rye beer, a glass of Curapice. Then Ryan took off his hat and said to the bartender, "A glass of Darius red wine, a glass of rye beer, and a glass of Curapice." And we got half-life. We got what? Affly? What is that? Lumion let out a long sigh as Ryan asked, "What's wrong?" Lumion took a sip of his whiskey and said, "I'm a nobody with no time to notice the brightness of the sun." Alright, 34, last chapter today. We will end it. I don't know why I'm being so lazy recently. I gotta update the chapter, the stream titles. I gotta add in the chapters of where we start and end. I've been so lazy. Like I don't even update those recently. It was just crazy. Come on. Lumion intended to observe, so he went through the entire process of getting to know Leia and company until they arrived outside the Cathedral of EBS. He confirmed that these three foreigners really didn't know him and weren't on guard against his prank. Time really has rewound. Valentine said his lines as he looked at the magnificent building. "We've been here before. There's no one here." No, it wasn't intentional, Chris. I've just been so tired because like between work, studying for my last exam, and streaming is like I'm just so burnt out, dude. But no, I gotta get back on it. I'm just being a lazy bum. I gotta get it together. Lumin composed himself and stopped following the procedure. He then said, "That's because the Padre doesn't want to bother with you. He planned on leaving an impression on the foreigners. Welcome to the real world, kid. I've never fuck you. You got soft hands, brother. He planned on leaving the impression on these 3 foreigners, who were suspected to be official Beyonders. That he loved to joke, but meant no harm." Leia thought and asked, "You're saying that the Padre is in the cathedral but isn't responding to knocks due to matters? It's not suitable to have others like you seeing an affair in the cathedral." After saying this, he instinctively muttered in his heart, "I can't hear the classic line, you've ruined the Holy Church's plans. If your hands don't, you must be a liberal sissy boy." Of course, after learning more of the Madame, he felt that what the Padre said was not entirely unreasonable. Perhaps the Padre could be the main character in Aurora's spy novels, who were willing to endure humiliation and betray their bodies to infiltrate the evil forces represented by Madame Paulie. "Having an affair in the cathedral?" Valentine asked. "What's the problem? The Padre does it every day. Relax, isn't there a saying, throughout the ages it has remained unchanged, men will always pursue women? But this is a cathedral, Valentine snapped back. "So, as long as the clergyman doesn't have an affair in the cathedral, it's acceptable? That is a blasphemy against God," Valentine said. Ryan placated him with a pat on the shoulder, and the most composed foreigner asked, "Do you know who the Padre is having an affair with tonight?" "Too many possibilities. Madame Paulie, Madonna Benet, Philippa Guillaume, Sybil Berry." "Madonna Benet? The same last name as the Padre?" "She and the Padre are cousins, twice removed." Valentine was stunned. Is Guillaume Benet a servant of God or of a demon? Oh, that's why it's sayings, because we're going through stuff we've already heard. Okay. Do you only know this line? It's actually nothing. In Dariège, we have a saying, distant cousins, feel free to sleep together. Leia began to laugh. Why do you have so many sayings? That's just how it is in the countryside. How do you know that we're not from Dariège? You wouldn't have said, in Dariège there's a saying. You told me this yourself. Lumin had been quick to shoot off his tongue and actually treated what had happened previously as information he knew. He had no choice but to make up a reason. You don't look like locals. He pointed to the road leading to the village and said, "I've already helped you find the Padre. I have to go home now." "I thought you'd follow us," Leia said. "I don't dare offend the Padre. The villager who snitched on him previously has been missing for a long time." Without waiting for the others to respond, he waved his hand. "Remember to keep my secret, my cabbages!" Except if you come from the north. What the fuck? Lumin walked across a starlit country road, this moon obscured by the clouds, pondering recent events. As he neared home, he looked up at the roof of his home, as Aurora sat there, hugging her knees and gazing at the cosmos. She seemed so lonely and distant. Everything really has repeated. Is there a possibility that what happened previously is real and I'm dreaming? Lumin had just come up with a new guess, and he suddenly realized the difference between the 2 March 29ths. He realized that the woman who had given him the wand card and taught him mysticism was absent, preventing him from determining if he was dreaming or not. "I'll do a confirmation tomorrow," Lumin composed. Maybe that was like a trial run or something but the Traveler pathway doesn't have the ability to time travel. Travel through time? Coincidence? Just like before, Lumin climbed to the roof using the ladder and sat beside his sister. What's so interesting about this view? I mean, Aurora turned her head and sighed, as Lumin added, "I mean, what does the cosmos mean to you?" Aurora sized him up. "You're being rather direct today." She then looked up at the cosmos. As you know, I'm not from Cordoue or Dariège. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying that home is where you can't return to. Lumion didn't joke as he looked into the cosmos. Aurora pretended to fly into her bedroom and write a letter to her pen pal. Yes, D, this is the last chapter for today. Lumion didn't reveal his newfound Beyonder status. He returned to the second floor, chatted with his sister about her pen pal, then closed Aurora's door and returned to his room. Upon seeing the white four-piece bed, his heart skipped a beat. He lifted the pillow and found the Seven of Wand Minor Arcana card. Looking at the man in verdant attire with a determined expression on his face, his hand holding a wand poised for battle, his enemies, Lumion remembered the woman's interpretation: crisis, challenge, confrontation, and courage. The more Lumion thought, the more he felt these four wands revealed his current status. Before drawing the card, there was a high chance that he would enter a crisis and face challenges. What I need to do is muster my courage and confront the problem. Wait, time has already turned back. I haven't even met that lady. Why is it here? All kinds of thoughts and deductions emerged from his mind like bubbles. This made Lumion's head hurt. He felt he was about to go crazy. In the end, Lumion decided to treat the woman and item she had given as an exception for the time being. With that, the lady's mysteriousness and uniqueness, it was considered normal for her to be unaffected. If I can find her tomorrow and she still knows me, it means that there is nothing wrong with my deduction. He went to her washroom to wash up and went to bed early. Lumion woke up in the familiar, faint grey fog and sat up. Seeing the wooden table and chair in front, he once again had entered his special dream. Upon discovering the card still existed, Lumion knew that he could still enter. His gaze touched the inner pocket of his clothes. All the coins were gone. Lumion jumped off the bed and searched his body and the spot where he had been lying, but he couldn't find them. Not even a single kopay worth of copper coins. Time has returned here too. He looked around and he didn't see the shotgun, the axe, or the pitchfork, which should have all been here. He calmed himself and walked to the first floor where he found the pitchfork and hand axe in their original location, identical to his first exploration. Similarly, the bucket of corn oil had not been placed beside the stove. As for the shotgun, Lumion looked everywhere, but he couldn't find it. He believed more and more that time really had turned back. I'll check the ruins and see if the monsters are still present. Not long after, he passed through the wilderness filled with crevices and weeds, arrived at the edge of the ruins. I would assume the first monster would be there, but the second one wouldn't, because the second one had his characteristic stolen? But maybe I'm thinking too deeply about it, because maybe it's all an illusion, and then it's just gonna exist, but then this time when he kills them, there'll be no characteristic drop? I don't know. There's a couple ways to think about it. Not long after, he passed through the wilderness filled with crevices and weeds and arrived at the edge of the ruins. Unlike the first time, as a hunter, he noticed many things left behind by creatures, including two that often appeared in the area when he put his mind to it. He followed one set of footprints to the half-collapsed home. If I had powers in the past, how could I have nearly been ambushed? Lumion carried his axe and entered. He went straight to his destination and arrived in front of the shattered pottery jar. A sliver of gold seeped in from the outside. Lumion bent over and picked up the Louis door. It was the same lustrous color as the first time he found it. Indeed, time has reversed. With very few exceptions, everything has returned to normal. He took 2 steps forward, twisted his waist, and half turned to the right. He exerted his strength, the axe in hand, cleaved out. The skinless, blood-colored monster lost sight of its target just as it pounced from the roof. What greeted it was an axe. Dude, imagine being this monster, and you're like, oh, I got this motherfucker. And you jump on him, and like a millisecond before he just jumps off, fucking places the axe right, and you're like, what? This is... Hold on. I have something for this.
want excuses? Right hand on... Excuses? Right hand on the Bible. God can strike me down if I'm lying. That motherfucker's cheating! Take...
Yes, I know, Kami. It was meant to be loud. It's... The skinless blood color monster lost sight of its target just as it pounced. Its head flew out, and its headless body fell to the ground amidst the blood and pus. Alright! Ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll end stream there. Oh, I'm so tired. Check art. Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. We'll do art. We'll do artwork. We'll do artwork. COI artwork. Thank you, Bug. Thank you, DSV. Not from today. This is the only one I have. We got 3 more hours till we hit the 5-hour mark, though. Yes, we. Oh, well, yes, we do. Damn, this looks kind of goated. Damn. Lumion looks, yeah, I'll see you guys Friday. No stream tomorrow, like I mentioned. This is so funny. I will see you guys tomorrow. Fuck me. I will see you guys Friday. No stream tomorrow. And then we'll go from there. Let's check clips. No, let's not do that. You have yeah, that's a great clip, Luvion. Good catch. Alright, alright. Have a good night, guys. Tomorrow is Friday. For you, yes, not for me. For me, it's Thursday. Alright, bye everyone. Thanks for popping by. Have a great rest of your day or nights. I'll catch y'all later.